Well, there might not be a perfect game of Magic, but there's a perfect person to commentate it with, and that's the handsome John Douglas.
And here I am. I'm kind of feeling it from not being here last week.
Yeah, man, I'm in the groove. I'm really enjoying our time.
Yeah, I'm enjoying the time. I feel like my voice is getting a little hoarse, but we'll power through it.
So Andy Falk on Eldrazi Tron. Now this deck has been really riding a wave of popularity and finishes to go along with that popularity.
Yeah, it's been
For
galloping right into a lot of top eights in the past couple months.
Couple months now.
Yeah.
And I must be an idiot because I took it for a ride and it bucked me from the saddle. I did not have a good time.
It's very much a deck where every matchup or every game is matchup dependent. In the way that you play it. So you really have to ride it all the way around the stable to get a feel for it.
Yeah, it behooves you to know the format a little bit better when you're going to play a deck like this.
It definitely does.
Oh boy.
Not a keeper for Andy in all likelihood.
I only saw one white bordered card there, meaning one Tron land.
I think the white bordered card was not a Tron land. Didn't look like it. It might have been Tron land. Who am I? Who am I to tell Andy Falk what his card was? I'm nobody. That's who.
Alright, well, so I feel like there's two ways to go here with these Tron decks.
Yeah.
So you can either play like a beautiful set of where every picture is the same for that specific type of land. Or you can go spend like $12 and buy the Chronicles ones of 12 different pictures.
So their original printing was Antiquities?
Correct.
So for me, I'm either Antiquities or Russian Ninth, no in between.
Now, if I had a set of Russian Ninth ones,
Oh, yeah.
I might play Tron every tournament because I think Russian Ninth is classy AF.
Russian Ninth is classy AF. For all of you at home, if you want to be classy, right there. Russian Ninth Eldrazi, or Tron lands.
Do you know what the real sickos have? Russian Ninth Sleight of Hands?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes.
Man, they're worth like $10 a piece.
I would expect them to be worth 3 times that.
Really?
Yes.
That's quite aggressive. Let's see.
Turn 2 Devoted Druid for the Abzan Company deck.
That's a solid one. Or 2 lands to Tron for the Eldrazi Tron deck.
Looks like he's going to have natural Tron next turn. Let's see if Zach Harris has natural infinite mana this turn. Am I dead? Maybe. Was the answer.
So he can hit quite a few things here. What is the card next to the Devoted Druid?
Noble Hierarch?
Okay. Was it new this turn?
No.
So it was.
But it can attack for 1 if in the event that he doesn't hit.
Well, no, but you tap the Noble Hierarch anyway, because you need the Devoted Druid untapped in case you hit Vizier.
Well, the Negwa encounter is to untap.
Oh, we had to make 4 mana with it. Noted. Okay. Right. That was my mistake.
That is your mistake.
We are fully online now.
Oh, yeah. Turn
Online
3
with
natural on a Molda 6. That's just how we drew it up, boys. Unfortunately, he is a little bit flooded. Not going to stop him from playing this Reality Smasher. Or a Chalice for 2. Chalice for 2 is interesting. So clearly he didn't have the Vizier in hand. So Chalice for 2 here only makes it so... I don't like that. So that he can't top deck it and play it, but he can still collect a company into it. He can still Court of Calling into it, as opposed to being able to smash with this Reality Smasher this turn.
Right. So he wasn't. He's not going to spend the Chalice on anything else.
I agree, but I think that playing it this turn versus playing it the turn after you play a Reality Smasher
is different.
Much different, because you have like 5 attacking at that point.
Oh, he had the opportunity to Reality Smasher last turn.
Right. I believe that's a Reality Smasher, at least. I've seen my share of Reality Smashers, so...
I think it's an Emrakul. I think he has Tron Land, Urza's Tower, Emrakul.
Urza's Tower...
Or Urza something.
So he has Urza's Tower, he has Eldrazi Temple, and Reality Smasher. From my eyes. Which are special in their own way.
Concur.
Let's see what Zach pulls off of this company. Clearly, it is not a Vizier. So we've got Ronus, which is very good in this matchup, and Viscera here.
Viscera's here.
Very nice. Did you say Viscera here?
Viscera?
Viscera was a legend from...
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
She kills things.
She does kill things. I'm a big fan of Viscera, the Dreadful. Just brought me back.
All the way back.
Oh, man. It looks like he drew the Dismember for the Ronus.
Oh.
Holy smokes, what a draw.
So what you want to do here is you want to attack. Earn your... Oh, I thought he might...
Well, he'd have to activate to be able to block. He doesn't have a creature that turns Ronus on naturally.
Right. I don't think he has a creature with 2 power. Does he have a 2-power creature?
He's got a Kitchen Finks.
Okay. Got some cards stacked up there.
He could also...
We've had a lighting change here at the shop, so we got a little bit of glare on the screen, but it's a known issue, so we're working on that.
It is a known quantity. We need to get a little awning to go over the mount there. And decorate it. Dibs on decorating. I haven't decorated anything in a while.
Your mother's birthday's coming up.
I'm kidding. I decorated for like a week and a half for this baby shower thing that happened.
Oh, God. The house is still decorated for that baby shower, just saying.
Believe it. Let's see what Zach can pull out of his hat here.
Another Urza land.
Oh, that's for Andy.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Looking to see what Zach can do. My guess is he wants to represent this Ronus activation here.
Yeah.
That's going to get him blown out. He's just passing.
I can't believe Andy's just passing with removal. I mean...
Maybe I saw something that wasn't there. Maybe it wasn't a Dismember, it was something else. But if it's anything else, I don't know why I wouldn't have cast it. Isn't that a Dismember? I mean, he's flipping through it awfully fast, but pretty sure this is a Dismember.
Alright, so he's going to come across for 3 here. So the Exalted trigger plus a Ronus activation. So while this Ruinous is interesting, I'm wondering how good it is.
So it's, if he didn't have the Dismember, it's shutting off Andy's ability to even attack.
Well,
which is clearly very good.
I just don't think the Indestructible is like that big a deal. Like, it gets pathed, it gets dismembered.
So the point is, it can get, or it blocks. It blocks really well against like the Death Shadow decks.
Andy is
flush with mana.
He was
Can
happy
cast.
with that block because he wanted to cash in that Matter Reshaper for a card.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can almost natural just an Emrakul or a.
Yeah, he
certainly has Endbringer online.
I think he can natural an Emrakul. I think he could overpay for Emrakul. Like, he could Emrakul and then pay the one for Rhystic Study.
Which is the correct play for all you EDH players out there. I was educated on this the other night. Just pay for your Rhystic Studies.
Just pay the one, man. Don't let the blue player draw any more cards.
However, if somebody else isn't paying, you're screwed.
So, if someone plays a Rhystic Study...
All right, so we have another Reality Smasher on the board.
We've got another follower, too.
Did we get a follower? Check that out.
It's tiny. 1, 2, 3, they.
He's got the spinning star.
Your contribution is not tiny in my heart, my friend.
No, I never thought anybody would follow me to anything. But here I am, gaining followers for Top Deck Productions.
I will follow you to the grave.
I'll follow you into the dark.
3 in the air.
Alright, here we go.
Alright, Spotter. Tell me what's in Andy's hand. I know he's flicking it around.
Just drop it in the chat.
Just drop it in the chat. It's killing me.
Inquiring minds want to know.
There's a Ballista I see now.
Oh man, Ballista's a big deal here.
Ballista, Mindstone, Dismember.
So Andy's going to fire off this Ballista at Zach's board. He wisely starts with the Viscera Seer. Alright, I would attack here, see what happens.
And now you just get a free attack. Because you can't pump the Finks because you can kill it in response.
Yeah. Absolutely. Get in.
Turn you guys sideways. I mean, he's at 9. There's some consideration. Like, he's dead on the swing back, I guess.
If it's not a dismember. Did Spotter confirm it was a dismember?
I think we're flying solo. I think Spotter is off in his own world.
He's Tindering.
Probably. He's swiping right.
Swipe right aggro. Alright, he passes.
passes.
Andy passes the turn. Playing conservative, keeping it tight. Additionally, he could, even if he doesn't have the dismember, he could have double pinged the Kitchen Finks before blocks. And that leaves him with no blocks and dead on the swing back.
Yeah,
You're right.
Stone dead on the swing back. For Xaxes.
Stone dead for Xaxes on the swing back.
Plus being able to pump this.
Yeah, you get to start
Ballista
the game all over again. Here we go. 15? 15 for Zach.
He had it the whole time.
Okay, so Andy admitted that he did not have a clear grasp on exactly that was a creature. He thought it was an old style god that was an enchantment until the condition was met.
Yeah, new ones are not enchantments.
No, the new ones are guys the whole time. They're bros.
Whole time guys.
Yeah, man. Now you attack. Get in.
Send them all. Alright, don't send them all.
Alright, just the one.
I like 2, but you know what? You do you, Andy. It's your life.
I like sending the walking ballista as well.
Now or never. So if he double blocks the walking ballista, it's not great for you. You die to, like, land Ronus. So this gives you a little more control, which is fair. He goes up to 17, but then he takes 3. Goes down to 14.
And then goes back up to 16 from the persistent. Okay, so now Andy can take down these kitchen finks. Yeah.
And that'll do it.
So apparently the Chalice on 2 really paid off.
Certainly, and the Chalice on 2 is totally fine. I just wanted to play it after I was swinging with the Reality Smasher. Our spotter has confirmed that the Dismember was in his hand the whole time.
Had it the whole time.
Still had all of these.
Which member? This one.
This one.
So, you saw the power of how well the Eldrazi Tron deck draws. Like, its top decks are just so huge. Once it has all that mana, every card in there is just like a huge haymaker.
Oh yeah.
Walking Ballista was superb that game.
Agreed. I mean, Dismember was also huge that game, but
Concur.
didn't really play that one to its full potential.
Well, we learned.
That's fine. You live and you learn. You can go back and watch this match. Hear me yelling at you to cast your Dismember. To the point where I began to doubt my own sanity.
I mean, I thought that was pretty much a daily occurrence for you.
You're not far off.
Wondering if what you perceive is in fact reality.
Is this a real life or is it just fantasy?
There we go. It's adjusted. It's hard to tell sometimes.
Especially when you're caught in a landslide.
The landslide brings me down.
I see.
So the Abzan Company deck, we have 2 decks of known quantity here, so I assume they have known sideboard plans. The Eldrazi Tron deck probably bringing in a Grafdigger's Cage or 2.
I would think so.
And this Abzan Company deck, I don't know what they do here. You're 3 colors, so you don't have the space to be playing like Ghost Quarter and things of that nature.
I mean, you have space. It's not a lot of space, but it's there.
You could Stony Silence him out.
That's not good.
Kitaki.
Also not good.
Fracturing Gust.
Literally does nothing. Less than nothing.
It does less than nothing. What about Dust to Dawn? How do you feel about Dust to Dawn?
That's an interesting one. I could get behind that. Yeah. I can definitely get behind that.
Mark it on the calendars, guys. The one time JD agreed with my off-the-wall suggestion.
How many artifacts did Andy have that game?
We had Walking Ballista. That's all I can think of.
Okay. So what does Fracturing Gust do there?
Yeah, it kills a walk. It doesn't even kill a Walking Ballista because he just fires it at your head.
You do little nothing.
It's just actually like, oh, I'm just spend this 5 mana to. I'm gonna tap 5 and show you this card. Did you know that this one exists?
Look at this. Look at this piece of my collection.
That's one of my favorite things to do at Magic. I mean, if there's a deck with an obscure card in it, that's for me. I love showing people cards they didn't know existed.
Oh, how about? I don't know. I don't know what Zach can do here. This Graph Digger's Cage is going to be big game. Zach has main deck Abrupt Decays, and I doubt those came out.
Some amount of discard has to be good here. Thoughtseize?
Yeah, I can see that. Inquisition's clearly not good.
Correct. Thoughtseize is the one you want.
Man, Andy's hand is full of interaction.
Here is wastes into
any number of removal spells. Is this an Anafenza?
Alright, so Spatial Contortion takes down Anafenza.
The fact that he was willing to take down Anafenza with his Spatial Contortion has to let you know that he has got a ton of gas.
Yeah, so Warping Whale to exile.
Yeah, that's what happens when you have a little man butt.
Got a little itty bitty Hank Hill man butt.
Tiny little, adorable, really, man butt.
Andy's just waiting on land here. He's got so much business in his hand. What? The spell's been announced and resolved. We just don't see it yet.
Fulminator.
Fulminator Mage. So this is a card that like I never thought a deck would play. After the Jund decks tried it to address the Tron matchups, and the matchup remained so bad that it didn't matter. Like I knew a lot of Jund players that just gave up. They're like, yeah, I just don't sideboard any cards during that matchup.
Right. So I have some theories on the Jund matchup against this Eldrazi Tron deck. You know.
Okay.
They're a little bit off the wall.
Well.
Now that we have the old Crucible on a Stick guy, I'm a big fan of playing that guy with some Ghost Quarters. Seems like a very reasonable thing to do. So the issue with Fulminator Mage is that turn 3 is just too late to be disrupting them.
Yeah, literally. Sometimes they're, sometimes they natural it on 3. Sometimes, they either map or. So Anthony's mapped into a Eldrazi Temple.
Yeah, Eldrazi Temple's the right call here because it doesn't rely on any of the other lands.
Yeah, it's just going to get Interesting.
Not playing in here because I guess he doesn't have a mana reshaper. Playing the Ballista on 1 because we're sick of these human shaman beats. Eternal Witness, another one with great big bear arms and a tiny little man butt.
Tiny little elf butt in there. That shaman butt.
It's a human shaman.
Is it a human shaman?
It's a human shaman.
She got great legs, that's all I know.
She does have great legs. I'll give it to you. Alright. Zach is one piece away from this combo. It is a piece and a untapped step, unfortunately.
Well, Andy can break it up with
Well, he's already broken up with the Grafdigger's Cage. That stops a big part of the combo in being able to Court of Calling for the third piece.
Well, right, I'm just saying is that he, with the piece on the stack, he can break it up by killing the Vizier.
I don't...
Andy's got Warping Whale in hand? So yeah, he plays like, if you were to play Devoted Druid or, you know, oh, this is a tight play. I thought he was going to Warping Whale the Vizier. Well, okay, so he does it in response to the fetch, so that the Viscera Seer can't produce a scry that matters. So you got like a super, I mean, that's a super tight play by Andy. Good job.
He could have actually shot the Viscera Seer before doing that and would have actually gotten to exile the Vizier. I don't know how relevant that is with this Grafdigger's Cage out, though.
Right. Well, I don't think he's interested in having his Ballista die. He's got a little bit of a buffer when it comes to the life total. So he can... He's got some options.
The world is his oyster. Zach,
well,
draw go on 5. I gotta imagine his hand is something like Triple Collecting Company.
Yep.
Horizon Canopy. We're gonna get to cycle that one, I'd imagine.
That card is so good.
Horizon Canopy?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a solid one. Ooh.
So he's pathed here, and Andy might just take him up on the deal. Because he has Endbringer in hand, so he might just like let the path resolve and go get his second waste.
If he has one.
Well, yeah, that's the question.
I gotta imagine he's running like 3.
Because he's got Endbringer, and...
He brings the end.
And the end is nigh when that guy hits play. He better get back Path to Exile here, or he might be out of luck.
So you can get back... So if he gets back Anafenza and has a Kitchen Finks in hand, he has infinite mana.
Okay. Okay, he's chosen Path to Exile, which is the correct choice.
Yeah, I believe he realizes that the combo is a bit far-fetched. You wouldn't even have it because this Grafdigger's Cage is shutting him down anyway.
Right. So... Yeah, so he was considering the Fulminator Mage there, and that's...
Yeah, we're
past that point in the game where that card matters.
Yeah, it doesn't do anything. Multiple Endbringers for Andy here.
Yeah, so I think you just got to run one out.
There's also a Batterskull. I'm sure that's...
Oh, sure.
And I think there was an All Is Dust in there, too.
Alright, Batterskull. There's the Germ Trigger. Who would have thought it triggered?
Germ.
There's Jeremy the Germ.
Oh, yeah?
Coming in from...
Pathing it. Get him for 5. This is interesting. I can't imagine all 3 of those are things that he can't cast, though. Even if it's something that doesn't do much, like a Devoted Druid, I would still cast it here.
Absolutely, because you're on this plan of, like, my little guys are going to beat your big guys.
Right.
Because you can't cast enough big guys to keep up.
Even, like, a Grizzly Bear here would have been a huge game.
Alright.
So he gets 3 Scry triggers here.
All his dust is quite the spell here.
Alright. So we're in the tank on the first Scry. Can we do better, is what Zach has said to himself.
You get 2 more opportunities at it.
What he really wants here is an Abrupt Decay.
Yeah, so he decided to get all 3 of the cards out of the way.
Kitchen Finks.
It's not a bad one. It's not the worst.
Yeah, Kitchen Finks isn't bad here. He's Endbringer. The end has been brought.
Alright, and a Ballista on 1 is Liliana the Veil Protection.
Path is solid here.
Well, did he spend the path that... Oh yeah, he
he
spent it on the
germ.
The germ token.
The old Jeremy.
So he must have only had 2 wastes because he didn't go look on that path. That's about right. The deck runs 2 to 3.
Goes to 2. Here comes the end.
Yeah, so here's 6 mana on Temples alone for a second Endbringer.
That's a smart play.
Okay, that's heads up.
So Andy up to 7.
Yeah, and see the Eldrazi Tron deck doesn't even have Tron, but is just beating the top of his deck is so good.
Well, I mean he had his hate card turn 1, which is a big part of it. But I agree. Yeah, it's.
I mean it's modern. You got to be able to play through a hate card.
Oh, certainly. And Zach's answer is Abrupt Decay, which he does not have.
I'll be honest. I'm surprised his answer isn't something more along the lines of like a Viridian Shaman.
Well, Abrupt Decay is just a little bit more universal.
What's the name of the card that does both?
Reclamation
Sage.
So you can't search for it when there's a Gravedigger's Cage out anyway.
Sure. It still produces the body though, if you know.
Yeah, Gravedigger's Cage stops the persist.
Right.
Alright. So he needs Abrupt Decay here. This has to be an Abrupt Decay. Fulminator Mage
doesn't do anything. Adds And this is the game. There's a Seagate wreckage. Yep.
Triple collecting company. Well, that'll do it. Eldrazi Tron takes it down. A few misplays game 1. Not punished. Life's no fair. Game 2 just locked Zach out right from the beginning.
Yeah, that'll do it. I mean, when your hate cards are that powerful and that cheap against a deck like that, you get to win.
Also, really demonstrates the fragility of Abzan Company. Like,
I don't think that deck's very good right now, to be completely honest.
well, I am on record for saying it is not a real deck.
Okay. It's
completely false.
It's a deck I would play one time for 4 rounds. It's part of the 40.
I would play a 52 card deck of playing cards before I played Abzan Company.
All right. Well, we got about 15 minutes here. Don't go far. We're going to be back with our 4th and final round of Modern Action.
One more heater for you.